Good morning, traders. It's 9:27 a.m. This should be a live trade video. We're looking at Eyeg. It's really the only stock I'm watching. There was a few others that were on the top gainers list, but either the daily chart looked really bad or there was just no volume later on in the pre-market. And Eyeg stood out by far compared to all the others as far as the strength, and it's just trending up. If you saw my previous video, I did take a trade on it, or really two trades on it in the pre-market, and they were both red trades, and it's really all my fault because I was trading the backside. Because you can see this thing established a high of day right here, and then when I pulled it up, it was kind of in the middle. Well, it was about right here, actually. It was in the middle of this ABCD pattern. So I was trying to get in for the pullback, thinking maybe it's going to go higher, which the ABCD pattern's pretty good for that, but not when it's on the backside. You know, it's every pattern is much weaker on the backside of a trade than it is on the front side. So and I knew that going in. I knew that I was on the backside, and I guess I was just feeling aggressive, and which is not a good thing. You know, you should just trade the same way every day, and no more aggressive or less aggressive each day. Just keep trading the same plan, the same strategy, and overall the statistics will keep you profitable. But if you change things from one day to the next, especially if it's on a feeling, like aggressiveness is an emotion, you know, so anytime you start putting emotion into your trading, it's probably not going to work out. So that's pretty much what happened here. I got in for the break of this candle, and it stopped me out. My stop was right there, and then I thought, okay, maybe I just got shaken out, and let it do a better pullback, and then I bought for the break of this candle, and stop was right here, and then I got stopped out over here because it never went 2R. So that's that. But that was, it's not a failed pattern. That's me playing the pattern in the wrong place, basically. But this thing's looking crazy strong right now, and we only have a few seconds left. I'm thinking about putting in a stop limit order for the break of this high. It looks that good. 788. And let's do 792. And can I get it in fast enough? Now, if it breaks the low of this candle, I should probably get out. Ooh, too aggressive. Was I in? I didn't even see my position. Okay, I think my order was canceled. Okay, that's a good thing. That was lucky, total luck on my part. So my order was rejected there, and yeah, that's total luck on my part. So now we get to watch this thing sell off. Yeah, a lot of times when these things consolidate near the high, they just shoot up at the open, and that's why I put that order in. But again, I mean, you know, that's a risky play. I don't know what's wrong with me today and just continuing these risky trades. But essentially, yeah, the idea is, you know, consolidation near the highs. This thing has been breaking out through highs all morning. And then your stop would be somewhere around here, you know, kind of like find a support level in that consolidation area. And then once it breaks, you get out. So, yeah. So anyway, it just, it didn't work out, but luckily I didn't get filled because that would have been a pretty big loss. So sure if I want to, let's see. This would be a reversal play here, but look, it just did a fake breakout. Right, because 749, 751, yeah, that was a fake breakout. And you know, so there's people that did get filled here, and that they're sitting, you know, with shares at 818, and they're dying to get out of them if they haven't already. So really the smart thing to do, and maybe I should stop playing these risky trades and just do what I know I should be doing, is mark out the high of day. Sorry, just trying to get it right on 818. Well, it's close enough, I guess. And then let this thing break through the high of day, pull back, and then give me an entry. That's the safest setup that you could possibly take. Now, the stock may never get through or back to the high of day. We don't know that. But if it doesn't, that means that it keeps us out of a bad trade, you know, more than likely. So So now it's looking like it wants to reverse. You see this kind of a hammer candle. That's a sign that the stock price is getting pushed up. But that doesn't mean, you know, like I used to just look at that. See, I used to just kind of take trades off of stuff like this. That's really risky to do, because to take a trade off of one candle is really risky. You really should look for a pattern. And I would say the minimum number of candles that makes a pattern is 3, because, you know, one of the most popular and kind of trustworthy patterns out there is the 3-bar play, followed by the 4-bar play. So that's a good kind of threshold to have for your patterns, you know, that you're willing to take trades on. There was a while, I would say like a few months back, and it wasn't working well, I'll tell you that right now, where I would just take almost any 1 minute candle that broke the high of the previous one, kind of hoping that, you know, it'll go higher, and I would scale out, and that's really risky. It doesn't work very often. Definitely not often enough to be consistently profitable. And you can see this thing is just like constantly doing this fake breakout. So that's why instead of taking a chance and taking some risky reversal play, I'd rather just watch it reverse whenever that happens, if it does, and get back to those get back to that high day and break through it and give me a pullback. So I've also been thinking about extending my time. I have a little bit more time at least this week. So extending my time in the market per session to a half an hour instead of 15 minutes, because lately I've been pretty disciplined, although this morning I kind of feel like I'm not being disciplined, but you know, with a couple of trades that I took and the one that I just tried to take. I should also have my 1 day scanner up too. Let me just take a look at that really quick. I'm kind of neglecting that. Yeah. So Eyeg is still trading with the most volume, and it's the highest percent gainer. AIM is up there, but excuse me. I didn't like the way the daily chart looked, or sorry, maybe it was the daily, but it was losing volume in the pre-market as well. It looks like Eyeg is starting to make that reversal too. Yeah, so AIM also sold off, and it's now reversing. But I don't know. I guess we could just mark out the high of day, and if the volume is there and the price action stays clean, then there might be a trade here later. We'll see. The nice thing about this one is because it's so cheap, pardon me, it's so much cheaper, I could buy more shares. Yeah, IG is looking pretty weak right now. It will reverse eventually. They don't just go straight down. But will it get all the way back up to the high day? I don't know. And I don't really want it unless it does. Just looking at the volume so I can compare to AIM. They're actually pretty close in volume. And AIM is looking a lot stronger right now. So this is essentially the beginning of an ABCD pattern. I don't like this big engulfing candle here. I didn't really want to look at the NXTD because it had its big move a couple of days ago, or I guess last week. Wow, so it did a nice breakout at the open. But I don't think I would have taken that. I mean, this is not nice price action right here. That's pretty crazy. There's a stock called Izea that I haven't seen in months trading, and it's like number 7 by volume, at least, on the top gainers list for the day. Just curious about that one. It's actually a pretty nice pattern right there. So that would have been one entry. But this thing's barely moving. It's like 5 cents from, yeah, so this is not really, it was really worth trading. It's a pretty nice ABCD pattern. Getting enticed by that thing today. I mean, it is one of the most reliable patterns, but there's other factors, you know, that make any pattern work. There's a lot of volume coming in right there. So this is kind of the area you want to see it pull back to before entering. Which is basically a support line. Yeah, I think these are the best. These are like so Izea is number 7 on the volume list, and everything else is above it. And these are the only stocks in my price range. So we'll look for these to take an entry. Let's just pull them up on the watch list page. You can watch them all at one time. So right now, Izea is looking by far the best. I just want to see like a legit pullback to get in. Look at NXTD. It's pretty crazy. It's not really that surprising when you look at the daily chart. You know, a couple days ago it had a huge run and then sold off, so so it looks like we might get our pullback here. And this thing's not making that big a move. Let's see. From here to here, it's only 9 cents, but you have to keep in mind that you're going to be buying a lot more shares at this price. And at this price, that's essentially a 10% move right there. Let's look at AIM. Almost got to the highs and then sold off. You know, came back all the way down and then some. So that's a lot of weakness there. Looks like we're not going to get our real pullback here. I bet you this volume bar ends up being bigger than this one. So this is kind of like a nice consolidation area. I guess that's what people were looking at. I don't normally take that trade. We may get a 3-bar play here though, which it could be a legit one because this is a sideways move. So it's the beginning of a new direction. We'll see. But we're also risking getting into overextended territory. Just go back here real quick. So I guess there was some news on it. I don't know what it is. I don't really care. I only trade if there's volume and price action. So okay, there's the 3-bar play. Oops, I missed the entry. And then here's the stop loss. So let me just see here. 124 is the ideal entry. The stop loss is 121. I just made this calculator. 124, 121, and that's not right. 130 is the sell 90. I could actually do this with a stop, like a stop and take profit order. So low is 121, so I'd get out at 120, and my sell would be 130. So let's close this with a close by stop loss take profit. 120, 130. Oops. And do 90%. Looks like I'm gonna get stopped out. Boom. Got stopped out. Oh, and that was only for 90, so I gotta get rid of the rest. All right, so that sucks. Not a good day. I don't know what to say. Like I said, the risk there was that this thing was overextended. But the way I was looking at it was this was coming out of consolidation, so it was a legit 3-bar play. It just didn't work. So I don't study these consolidation plays enough to really know how strong the 3-bar play is out of it. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it, again, maybe I'm selling myself on these trades instead of saying, there's so many ways to look at it, and you could easily talk yourself out of it as well. This thing was overextended, and if you look at it like that and totally ignore this consolidation, then that's not a good trade. So I mean, especially when you look at it on the 5-minute chart, it's just going straight up. So at some point it has to pull back. Now this looks like a reverse 3-bar play, so I'm not going to touch this even if this thing breaks out in front of this candle. This has fooled me too many times already, and it may, this one may fail the reverse 3-bar play and shoot higher, but I'm not willing to take a chance on it. There it goes. But that's okay, because like for every time that this thing works in your favor, the one time it doesn't, will probably knock out. Actually, what I mean to say is that it's only going to work in your favor probably 1 out of 10 times. So because based on this pattern, this should have continued further in the downward direction. So I just don't like any of the patterns it's given right now, to take a trade. See, the first pullback would have been the best entry here, which I generally, that's kind of what I tend to do, is the first pullback, because I feel like it has more potential. But I think that had already happened, so I was looking for the second pullback, which is kind of, like I said, the favorite of more experienced traders. But most experienced traders don't trade these low float stocks. So So that sucks. Now it looks like it's going to hit my 2R, but I was playing that like a 3-bar play, so that's where I had my stop. It looks like if I would have made my stop the low of that consolidation area, but then my 2R would have been much, much wider. It would have been way above $1.30. So don't think that would have worked either. just no easy entries here. Like I said, the only one was right here. Everything else is looking super weak. Izea is the only one that looks strong. This one's suspended, or was suspended on the way up. Maybe I missed that one. Wow, yeah, that one was the one to be watching. I was looking at that in the pre-market, but it had no volume here, so I kind of dismissed it. That's weird. It said it was suspended. Is it? It looks like it is, actually. So let's get rid of something here. I know that NXTD is junk now. I'm allowed to take one more trade. So it'd be nice to see like a pullback to this level when this thing comes out of suspension, without it getting suspended on the way back down, and then possibly getting in for the next ride up. Oh, this thing's already been suspended a couple times. So it might be late to the party on that one. So this thing broke out through the highs again. So if it breaks this $1.29, like if it hits $1.30, I could take an entry, and then I think my stop would have to be like $1.25. So then I just need to go up 10 cents to $1.40. So these are pretty crappy. I can just get rid of these. We'll just watch these two. So if I see $1.30, I'm gonna get in. Okay, there it is. So I'm in at $1.30. Since I'm in this trade, let me just forget about CCRC. Focus on the one I'm in. Only thing is there's not a lot of volume anymore. You just put a sell for $1.35. So it's only 5 cent move, but it's 27 shares, so I think it's $1.35. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't trying to place an order. I was trying to do just trying to mark out my stop loss. I'm just gonna stick with the one order and then just cancel it and stop out manually if I have to. That way I don't have to worry about the 90% getting stopped out. Getting close, man. Trying to practice holding strong till my 2R this week because the last few weeks I've been pretty shaky with it. Uh-oh, looks like, okay, let's see. Come on. Two things can happen here. Either this thing comes all the way back down, stops me out. It'd be super frustrating, but that's my plan. I have to stick to it. Or it does a little pullback and then heads higher and hits the 135. It's gone all the way to 134, so it's only got to go 1 cent higher to hit my limit order. If it hits it and doesn't fill, I might drag it down a little bit, but we'll see. I'm going to wait until at least I see 135. Dang. It's gonna suck if I get stopped out again, but gotta do it be by 1 cent. We'll see. It did this move earlier and shot up higher, so we'll see what happens now. But now it's so extended. Not looking good. Just gotta stick to the plan, and this is the only time you can hope. It's okay to hope, you know, when you're when you're trading your plan. Hope that your plan works and your strategy works. I know overall it does. I know in the long run it does. I've already collected plenty of data. It's just today there's a couple of bad things, you know, going on. Like I took some aggressive trades in the pre-market. So that's not the fault of my plan or my strategy. That's me not really sticking to my strategy. And then if this one fails, it's debatable, you know, is it my fault or is it the strategy? Because this is a little bit extended, so this could be on me. Still good practice to hold strong. You know, I'm trading with a really small account, so even, you know, my big losses aren't that big. I'm just trying to be green at the end of every month right now. I was green last month and I'm green so far this month. Hopefully I can keep it up. As long as I stop taking dumb trades, it should work out, you know. Just gotta get ready. If I see 125, I gotta get out. It's kind of looking like it wants to reverse, but we don't know. Whoa, gotta get ready to get out. It's looking like I'm gonna get stopped out. I'm sure a lot of people have their stops here, so this thing's gonna flush if it does break this level. This is an obvious area for a stop. Look, there it goes. Dang. Trying to see if I could catch a bounce. Wow, that sucks. Caught a ton of slippage there. This is just not a good day for me. Not a good day at all. So, yeah, I guess that's my fault for entering. I mean, this thing is really extended at this point. So I guess I was just looking at it from the perspective of a high day break, pullback, you know, then continuation higher. But I mean, it's already broken the high day. You know, this is kind of these are things that I try to avoid. Here, you know, this is the first high day. It breaks out from it. Then it kind of establishes another high day here. It breaks out. That's the second breakout. Now it establishes another high day. The third breakout. I mean, how many times do you think it's going to continue to break out? So I think I'm going to have to call this another yellow trade, which means that, you know, I'm not really sticking to the plan or the strategy. So that's like 4 losses. That's like a record for me for quite a while. Wow, that's a big loss, $7. I mean, it's all on me. Every single trade I took today so far has been, you know, pretty aggressive or overextended. So really got to be much more careful, just more patient, and you know, if I miss the good setup, just don't take a trade. Simple as that. So sorry I wasn't trading better today, guys. At least, you know, I took my stop losses. That's the only good thing, you know, that I did. And today is a great example of how not to trade. So, all right, guys. Hopefully I'll do better tomorrow. Hopefully you guys did much better than me today. It seems like it's almost impossible to trade worse than I did today. So let me know. Let me know how you did. And I'll see you maybe in the aftermarket. I still have 2 trades that I can take in the aftermarket. And then there's always tomorrow. Have a good day.